Happy new moon. The new moon is in Capricorn. The actual new moon was the day of Christmas or the night of Christmas. And so, of course, I didn't record then. I was enjoying my family. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. If you didn't, listen, I at least hope you got time off from work. It's a difficult time, to be around family, to be around the source of so many of our trauma that we're working to heal, or to even have to have conversations or be confronted with all of those different energies. Even people reach out to you that, you're not on the best of terms with, just to wish you a holiday, and people want to, just pretend like everything is okay for the sake of the Christmas spirit. And that can be tough. So I'm just sending you all my love. It's over now, right? We made it. And now the focus is back on ourselves, back on our new year, intention setting, and not necessarily about being a new you, unless you want to completely transform and let go of what you used to be, which is what is happening for a lot of us. But I will say that there's nothing wrong with you, as you are. You're good enough to dream the dreams that you have, and it's just going to take some work. It's going to take some structure. It's going to take some discipline, and that's what we're going to be talking about this new moon in Capricorn. It's not really just about Capricorn season that's coming up. It's setting the tone for the entire 2020, because 2020 is a heavy Capricorn year. There are going to be multiple planets in Capricorn, and wherever Capricorn is in your birth chart, that's where the heavy focus is going to be. But generally, the entire theme of 2020 is about structure, discipline, and it's Kwanzaa is day 2, which is Kujichagulia, which is self-determination. And that is really the energy for all of next year. I would invite you to order now the 2020 financial forecast. It's available for instant download when you purchase. You also get a discount on your 2020 year ahead readings when you buy, so it pays for itself. But that was intuitively created and channeled in this new moon energy. And I specifically wanted to wait until I was in this energy to really feel it out. I did some work on it before, but the messages, it just didn't feel right until I was in this Capricorn energy. So you were thoroughly going to enjoy that. It has scopes for all signs, so you can check out your sun, your moon, your rising, your Gemini. I said your Gemini because my Venus is in Gemini. Your Venus sign, to kind of like Venus rules our money, to kind of just really get those messages and help them guide you and read what resonates. If you're really big into astrology, you'll know all the signs of the houses, and you can really apply the messages to what area of your chart the sign applies to. If there's a letter for me, there is a message for the year in review of 2019. There are channel messages for 2020 broadly, and then, of course, messages sign by sign. So let's get started. Let me make sure this is not going to be getting any alerts. I don't know if I can still do that at this time. Okay, I can. Perfect. Okay, sorry about that. I just want to make sure I don't get any interruptions. So we're going to be looking at where we need more discipline, where we need more structure, how can we set intentions that honor the lessons that we learned this year, and what's in store for us when we honor this Capricorn energy. And we'll do that sign by sign. And so that's where I'll have an announcement. I am officially starting Overflow on Demand, which is a subscription service for monthly spiritual guidance. I will continue to do the new and full moon readings for the collective, but I will not be breaking down guidance sign by sign every new and full moon. I will be shifting starting January to monthly guidance for each sign. And if you subscribe to Overflow on Demand, you'll be able to access all of the videos which is really helpful when you do understand, you know, your moon is in your emotions, your rising is how you're presenting to the world, and it's more of a predictive part of your chart to understand what's happening for you in the month ahead. And then your sun sign, which is more about your soul and who you are. And then, of course, you can also be accessing your Venus messages. So I previously had a Patreon, and it never really made sense to have people in different parts of the internet. So I wanted to bring all of the content on the overflow.com, and so that is how you'll be accessing monthly spiritual guidance. It's a really affordable way to get intuitive coaching on a monthly basis, especially if you can't access reading, or that might be too much of an investment for you, or you're more about like the spiritual maintenance. Okay, so it's a really great service to subscribe to, and that is available on the website, and it's called On Demand when you look on the menu. The videos each month will be available for individual purchase as well, but it's more of a value to do the subscription, but it's up to you. If you really feel like your sun sign is what really hits every month, you can just purchase them individually. Okay, so let's get into the reading. Those are all of the announcements that I have, church. So let's get started. For everyone watching this video, for the collective, where do we need more discipline? Where do we need more structure? How can we set intentions that honor the lessons we learned this year, and what's in store for us if we honor Capricorn energy? Then I'll go sign by sign. So the bottom of the deck right now, we have the Death card. And I did start out by saying, you know, listen, if you are on a completely new year, new me, that's fine. We have already been transformed. There was a lot of losses, or, you know, people took a lot of L's this year, and they were truly lessons. There was a lot of spiritual transformation, and 2020 is going to be about integrating those lessons. So if you do really feel like you're stepping into a new chapter of your life, you want to leave a lot of the past behind, embrace it. Like, I know it can be a lot of pressure that you're like completely changing or overhauling something in your life. It's really just tweaks, you know, to make yourself proud of yourself. It's not about who you are to the rest of the world. It's about looking in the mirror and being happy, you know, with what you see. So embrace this transformation. Embrace it. So where do we need more discipline? We got the 8 of Blades. This is disciplining our mind, because when we can control our mind, we can set ourselves free. That's the message. We have so much more freedom than our ancestors did, but what often gets us trapped and gets us caught up in playing small is the negative thought patterns. And it's not so much as you're never going to have a negative thought, but when we make up stories in our mind about what could happen, instead of what could go right, basically, instead of focusing on what probably will go wrong. And so what this looks like to me is when you start to have those negative thoughts, redirecting your mind, telling yourself the truth, not avoiding the problem, but thinking about strategies to get out of the problem instead of being consumed by the problem itself. This also looks like incorporating more meditation into our routine daily, because that clears and frees up the mind space. And it's really just about not letting our mind control us, and to operate from a place of the soul. Because if we really saw ourselves the way our ancestors see us, things could really shift for us. Because the thought patterns and some of the habits that we have about maybe second guessing our ideas, second guessing ourselves, being hyper vigilant about being, or having a lot of anxiety basically about being rejected, that is ancestral. And so we can liberate ourselves and really have a conversation with our ancestors about understanding and honoring why maybe they felt the way they felt about what was possible for them, possible for us, and just start changing and reprogramming ourselves. For me and my family, this looks like, you know, being from a small town, my big mama cleaned houses. And of course, you know, when my big mama came to see my house for the first time, like, you know, her feeling like, you know, this is bigger than the white folks' house, you know, for instance. Or my aunt that recently passed away, we have this joke, how she would always say she was gonna marry her a rich white man and get her a Toyota Corolla, okay? Because that was a financial goal or a breakthrough. And to think that she had to be with a white man to be treated right, there's a lot there in her history and why she would say that. But thinking that anything that we want has to come from outside of ourselves is a limiting thought, okay? That what other people have we can't get, or even wanting what other people have because it's good, because the white folks got it, right? These are thoughts that we have to change and we have to reprogram, because we are inherently worthy, regardless of what society tells us. So where do we need more structure? We got the 8 of Coins. And we have 3 8s out here. So this is all about karma, and this is all about ancestral patterning. And that's 2020 is seeking to undo a lot of that karma. This is about how we honor ourselves with